So I'm Paul.
I'm Rich.
And we're Spektre. Spektre began probably 12, 13 years ago, was it now?
Yeah, that's
Something
right,
like that.
2005.
Yeah, like Rich and I both had our own solo projects before that, and kind of got together as a bit of an experiment just to do something different to what we were doing at the time. And yeah, rapidly went from being a bit of a side project into being our dominating our lives, really, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we both came from similar backgrounds, and we were introduced by a mutual friend of ours, so it was kind of like our heads were kind of in the same place, and yeah, we wanted to kind of experiment and just be more experimental with what we were doing, because we were kind of making music by ourselves, but we wanted to do something that was more experimental, something a bit fresher. And yeah, it turned out the chemistry in the studio was really good.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, and everything kind of came together.
Still doing it 13 years later, so it can't be
bad.
So Respekt, our label, it began as an outlet for our own stuff, wasn't it? That was the original plan.
Yeah.
But then kind of rapidly evolved into putting out music from our friends and people who we liked, and then, you know, turned into had a life of its own, really.
Yeah, sort of growing a family. That was kind of our idea behind it. Was just to grow the brand and grow a family and sort of.
And we were getting sent lots of stuff that we were into that we wanted to release. So it seemed silly limiting ourselves to it just being a
kind of grew organically, really, didn't it? Yeah, it was good.
Biggest challenge starting a label, probably not knowing what we were doing to start with. To be perfectly honest,
Zero experience.
You know, we knew people who did things, and you know, we got a lot of help from other people who we knew in the industry and stuff. But like with anything, you know, if you haven't done it before, it's always a learning curve, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. One thing we have achieved is that we've had a lot of support from the bigger artists, which we really look up to. You know, the likes of Carl Cox, Adam Bayer, Adam Fitzpatrick. They've all been really good supporters of our music. People
who we were fans of when we started the label out, and now, you know, playing and supporting and regularly playing stuff off the label, which obviously is, you know,
that's obviously
for us who started
was a target for us when we started the label. And then I'd say more recently, we actually managed to sign an old classic rave track that we were both really into when we kind of in our heyday, weren't we?
So Sour Mash. It's a track called Pilgrimage to Paradise by Sour Mash, which was, I think it was originally in 93, 94. We did a little remix of it just for our own entertainment, for us to play out, and it got a really big reaction. You know, lots of people supporting it, and then we find that we've actually managed to license the track in and give it an official re-release. So that's out now on Respekt.
Yeah, it was,
plug. But,
was a bit of a coup for us, really, to get such a big track and you know, license it properly and re-release it. So it's got some good exposure. It's been really good.
So in the next few years with the label, I mean, keep doing what we're doing for the first and foremost, you know, keep putting music out that we like and that we believe in, but also we've been doing a few label showcase club nights recently, and definitely look to do more of those in the coming years. Yeah,
growing the brand through label nights, that's something that we've always wanted to do, and you know, we've managed to kind of tour the brand quite a lot. We've done some showcases in Greece, in Italy, and more recently, we've just got back from Amsterdam, where we did a showcase for the Techno Tuesday guys at Melkved.
So Label Worx, they do all the distribution and promo service for us on Respekt. We first got in touch with them actually because I know Alex, who's standing the other side of the camera right now from sort of previous connections. So yeah, we've met up with the guys over in Amsterdam at ADE a few years ago. And yeah, we were looking to move Respekt from being looked after by someone else back to doing it all in-house ourselves, and Label Worx were the perfect partners to do that with, really. So production tips. Obviously for the more detailed versions of these tips you'll have to download my tutorials, but first and foremost I would say always sit on your music a little bit before you send it out to anybody. If you sit on something for a week or so, you'll spot little things in it that weren't quite right, and you know, the things that could be improved. So another one, probably a lot of people who I sort of speak to on a sort of tuition kind of context struggle with arrangements. You know, they can have a good idea down a good groove and find it difficult sort of converting that into a finished track and, you know, working out how to put things together. And one tip that I still use myself, and we still use on the Spektre stuff today, would be to get a track that you know and you like that's in a similar genre to you. It doesn't have to be, you know, exactly the same. Drop that on a channel in Ableton or Logic or whatever you use, and just use it as a guide for laying out. And although that might sound like you're being a little bit being a bit of a copycat, probably what I find, or usually what I find, is that by the time you've actually got to the first break of part way in, you've deviated from that anyway, but it just sort of takes the intimidation of the blank screen away a little bit and just gives you a good starting point. So how would you tell one of our tracks from anyone else's? Just sounds better?
Sounds better.
Yeah, sounds better. Biggest lesson as a producer? Probably never stop trying to learn, I would say, actually. You know, like you get to a point where you're making good tracks and you've got solid stuff that's coming out, but like it can be easy to get complacent and not try new things. So yeah, like never rest on your laurels. Always keep experimenting and trying different things, I would say.
I think the biggest lesson for me, or probably the hardest one to put into place, is building the right team around you. I think when you're an artist and you're trying to be creative, unless you have the right people around you supporting you and that believe in your music as well, to kind of take the pressure off, your agents, your managers, your distribution, anything like that. I think in order for you to focus and kind of be creative, you need that team around you to kind of take the pressure off, and everyone has their own role and everything. So I think that's something that you need to focus on as an artist, definitely.
Hi, we're Spektre.
Big thanks for having us on the Label Worx live stream.
And we'll catch you soon.
See you soon.